All right, chapter 10 deals with 3D stuff. 10.1 talks about the three-dimensional coordinate system. We've talked about the two-dimensional coordinate system, which is your XY, right? If you're plotting points, X and Y. The three-dimensional coordinate system is X, Y, and Z. You have directed distances, meaning if it's positive, then you move to the positive direction. If it's negative, you move to the negative direction, that sort of a thing. We are not going to physically graph these. We're just going to find the distance and the midpoints and stuff like that with it. But I just want you guys to understand what it looks like. All right, the point 2, negative 3, 3. You guys have solved equations with variables that had 3 variables, right? You got an ordered triple. So this would be what their graph of the point looks like. Like over here, this is what it would look like. It's kind of hard to visualize. But this is what your solutions would look like when you guys were graphing and like solving those 3 variable systems. This is what your graph would look like. So your first in your ordered triple, your first number is your X, the second number is the Y, the third number is the Z. Does that make sense? It's a 3-coordinate plane because you are talking about a 3D object. So what we're going to focus on today is the distance and the midpoint. Finding the distance of these 3 points in between with that sort of a thing, and then also finding the midpoint of them. Guys, look at the distance formula. Does this look familiar to something you've seen before? Yes, it's the normal distance formula that we've done before, but it just has the extra variable, correct? Look at the midpoint formula. Is it the same thing we've seen before? Yes, it just has the extra variable. So for those of you who are like, come on, all right? Like, give me cut me some slack here. You're gonna have a quiz on Wednesday the 24th over just sections 10.1 and 10.2. The reason that it's so spread out is because with I period, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm teaching 10.1, 10.2. With my A and C, I'm not starting teaching it until Wednesday because they have exams, review today, exam tomorrow. So it's just the way that I see you guys and see my other classes and all that good stuff. So I don't see everybody again all at one time until, oh gosh, the 21st, something like that. So that's when we'll do a quiz review and then we'll take a quiz the following day. So let's talk about how we would find the distance between these 2 3D points. Okay, so you have your ordered triple. My ordered triple here is 0, 1, and 3. My second one is 1, 4, and negative 2. So this is your X value, this is your Y value, this is your Z value, correct? So our distance formula is the exact same distance formula we have used before. We're just adding an extra variable. So you have your differences in your X's. So does it matter if I write 1 minus 0 or 0 minus 1? No, because I'm going to do what with it? What do I do? Why doesn't it matter? Because we're going to square it, right? So plus, now your y's. So 1 and 4, 1 minus 4, or 4 minus 1 squared, doesn't matter. And then I have plus my z's. I'm just going to say negative 2 minus 3. I could also say 3 minus a negative 2, correct? All right, so let's work this out then, ladies and gents. What is 1 minus 0? So I have 1 squared. Plus, what's 1 minus 4? Negative 3 squared. Plus, what's negative 2 to negative 3? Negative 5, and I do what? Square it. Okay, so now I have 1 squared is 1. Negative 3 squared is 9, and negative 5 squared is 25. Good. So when I add this together, what's 1 plus 9 plus 25? The square root of 35. And what do I always need to check to see? If you could break it down. Yeah. Questions? No? No questions? All right, so it says, notice the similarity between the distance formulas in plane, like in your coordinate plane of XY, and in space. It's the exact same thing, except you're adding what? The Z. That's it. We're not talking about a flat piece right now. We're talking about something like in space, like a 3D. So look, this is what it would look like if you were visually looking at it. So you have your 2 order triples. You have 5, -2, and 3. And then you have 0, 4, and 4. Now, for some reason, whatever it is, a lot of us mess up the midpoint formula. I don't know why. You're adding the values together and then dividing by 2. So you're going to take your x's, and you have 5 plus 0 and divide it by 2. Then you're going to take your y's, -2 plus 4, divide by 2. Then you take your z's, so 3 plus 4 and divide by 2. Questions? What's 5 plus 0? 5, and 5 divided by 2 doesn't divide pretty, so leave it as 5 over 2. Put it as 2.5. Put it as 2.5, whatever you guys want to do. So then my y is going to be -2 and plus 4, so it's 2. What's 2 divided by 2? 1, perfect. And then your z, 3 plus 4 is, so 7 over 2. 3.5, right? 3 and 1/2, 3.5, something like that. So there's your midpoint. Questions? Anybody?